Yo, what is going on, guys? Handish here, and it's another weekend of Trials of Osiris this week, and another shock to the system, at least as far as the map goes. So this week we are on Rusted Lands, which is definitely, yet again, another map that I just wouldn't think about being in Trials of Osiris. And I feel like Bungie are almost picking the maps that we, would least expect maybe to see, and the maps are also have big differences as well. Like one map may be very dominant for shotguns and another very dominant for snipers, and depending on your skill level with each of those things can kind of make one map really good for your playstyle. And that's always been a thing in Trials, but I feel like it's kind of amplified in this year's Trials a little bit, and the maps are generally pretty tricky. So I wanted to talk about Rusted Lands a little bit and just tell you a couple of things that I've learned from playing Trials on here. So if you guys are maybe struggling or just want to kind of discuss ways to play on this map, hopefully this video will be of interest. So of course, Rusted Lands is a pretty damn big map compared to everything else we've had so far, and there are kind of pretty wide open spaces and long lines of sight as well, so it is a very good map for snipers. I feel like to do really well on this map, or to have a kind of comfortable kind of passage, should I say, on this map, good snipers, having a couple of good snipers at least on your team is going to be a really big advantage, and those who can snipe will do better on this map. It's just a fact. So if you're not the most confident sniper, you're probably going to be in for a little bit more of a challenge than you have been in the past couple of weeks. That's not to say you can't use shotguns. Right here I'm using a shotgun. If you kind of can get the right flanks, push with some teammates, and you've got kind of a competent sniper who can engage the longer lines of sight, it is possible to do it. But generally speaking, I think without having a good sniper, you probably would struggle a little bit more on this map. Having said that, I have also seen more blink shotgun, or kind of it has been more obvious when people are blink shotgunning, because there are very wide open spaces in this map, which allows you to kind of calculate whether you can get the drop on someone and blink shotgun them, as opposed to, some places like Exodus Blue. There were places you could blink pretty openly, but there's also a lot of ceilings and kind of corridors and things like that, which does make it more difficult in some situations. Right here I am pushing there heavy. As you guys will know, I tend to enjoy pushing heavy and killing people there as opposed to picking up heavy and having that engagement. This map is not the best place to push the enemy team's heavy because it's a very long way. Right here I did use my super. It can be done. You could decide to have a go at kind of pushing across the map, but it's a very long way and you will get there pretty late. As far as supers goes, I wouldn't kind of waste supers on doing that particularly, especially if you're winning like fairly strongly on a game. I would just keep supers for the final round to try and make it as easy as possible. But another thing I wanted to talk about is kind of, you can spread out on this map depending on how comfortable you are, but remember again to try not to die in bad places or places that are kind of blocked up in the map, because it's very easy to sit on kind of orbs in this particular map, and that becomes a bit of an issue if you've got people down and you can't get back to them and you end up 2v3 or 1v3 even. That is a pretty bad place to be on this map unless you are an insane sniper or something like that, and you might have a chance. So just generally, you got to be kind of careful about where you're placed in this map. Try not to split up too much, but at the same time, there are very good flank opportunities on this map, which kind of does push people to want to kind of split up. So it's just kind of playing, as you always do in Trials. It takes some time to kind of get used to how this map plays in 3v3, elimination in particular. Some people will have experience with it, others kind of less so. It just takes a little bit of time to get used to, but hopefully these things are kind of something to think about for you guys, and kind of give you some ideas, or maybe you can drop some comments down below of how you've played on this map and what you think of it and all that kind of funky stuff. But if you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a like and comment down below, and if you're new to the channel and want to see more Destiny content, then feel free to hit that subscribe button for a lot more. But for now, you guys have a great weekend in Trials, and I'll catch you very soon. Peace out.